Hey there, guys and girls. This is Green Fire Motivation, aka Judy Owens, coming at you today with another Motivation Monday. So I had a request on a topic. However, the topic is fairly complex, so I'm going to try to break it down into 3 separate videos. This will be the first of 3. Special thank you to Mr. Linwood because it is his topic. However, like I said, I'm breaking it down into 3 videos. So over the next 2 more Mondays after this one, I'll be expounding on the request of a topic. So once again, this is your girl, Green Fire Motivation, aka Judy Owens. The purpose of this channel is to get you to take action and take control of your life. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, definitely hit the like button, and by all means, share this video with anyone you think it may help. Also, if you can put a comment at the bottom, your thoughts on the video, Mr. Linwood. Hopefully you'll be the first one to comment, and then we can respond, maybe open up the Green Fire Motivation community so that we can have a little dialogue going on. Okay, so the topic this week is staying positive. Now, anyone who's been following me knows that my topics have all been geared toward motivation, not necessarily toward any specific causes or any specific organizations or anything like that. However, this actually ties into Green Fire Motivation. One of the things that people always want to be is positive. They want to stay positive. They want to think about good things, not bad things. They want to think about happy things, not sad things. They want to think about success, not failure. So once again, the topic of this week's video for Motivation Monday is staying positive. Now, I'm going to go ahead and apologize because I know the normal is for me to be kind of jumping around and, have all this energy and everything like that, which is not that I don't have the energy tonight, but this is more of a serious topic, and I don't want anyone to get caught up in the energy portion and miss the message. So here we go. How to stay positive. A request from Mr. Linwood. Thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you for your topic request. Okay, so staying positive. The first thing I want to tell you, Green Fire Motivation is telling you right at this very moment, staying positive is a choice. So I want you to go ahead and type in the bottom comments. If you don't remember anything else about this video, I want you to remember staying positive is a choice, okay? So you may not have a say over how someone else acts or thinks, but you do have control over how you act or think. Okay? So one of the things that we must do is persevere, knowing that things will change. Okay? So here's the deal. Over the last, I don't know how many years, we've heard about different scenarios where authority figures are taking advantage of their power when it comes to certain races or ethnicities, right? Okay, so this topic is kind of putting me in a different kind of headspace versus Green Fire motivation, but like I said, being positive ties into this message. So one of the things that we need to understand is that we must persevere knowing that things will change, okay? We must persevere knowing that things will change, okay? So we've had, like I said, authority figures, taking lives, of people that look like me. And we know that it's not right. There's no way to pacify, or there's no way to make it seem like it wasn't wrong. And I'm treading lightly because I'm not really sure what YouTube will do with this video. You may see it, you may not. So I'm treading lightly with my wording. But hopefully if you're following along and listening carefully, you understand exactly what I'm saying. So we must persevere knowing that things will change. One of the other things that I would like you guys to remember after watching this video, if you never watch another Green Fire Motivation video, remember that the world changes one person at a time. Okay? The world changes one person at a time. And when I say that, okay, I connect that to the fact that we must persevere knowing that things will change. Now, this particular message is a message that represents, the racial ethnicity that's being targeted. However, it's not just one racial ethnicity that feels that the things that are happening in the news are right. It's across the board, okay? There's no color that can look at the things that are going on and say that there's nothing wrong with it, okay? So this is not one of those dislike other colors but like this color. No, this is a unifying thing. This is something that we all need to take part in. We all need to lock arms to make the world a better place for you and me, like Michael Jackson said, right? Okay, so some examples of people who persevered knowing that things would change. Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King had a dream. And I'm pretty sure if you've been in the United States for any part of your life, or even in any other countries, that's like one of the most popular, if not the most popular speeches that you probably ever heard in your life. Martin Luther King had a dream. He wanted things to change. He persevered knowing that things would change. In spite of all the adversity, in spite of all the challenges, in spite of the trials and tribulations that he faced along with those who locked arms with him, he persevered regardless. He stayed positive, knowing that things would change. Malcolm X. Now we know he was more of a militant force. He stayed positive, knowing that things would change. That's what he did. He had a focus, he had a goal. Progress. Okay? Progress, moving forward, making things better today than they were yesterday. Making things better tomorrow than they are today. Okay? Rosa Parks, she persevered, okay, knowing that things would change. Now, we all know that Rosa Parks wasn't the first person to sit down on the front of the bus. We know that. But at the same time, she persevered through everything to help to make the change. Like I said, the world changes one person at a time. And in saying that, I want you to look at yourself and ask yourself, how are you changing the world? If the world changes one person at a time, how are you contributing to changing the world? Okay? So we have, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. Like I said, I'm not sure whether you'll ever see this video because YouTube may strike it out. They might not. But we, and when I say we, I am referencing people of my color, sometimes have a tendency to take a negative view of how far we've came in history. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of turn things on its head and say this. Regardless as to how bad our past was, how, horrible our past was, the things that happened to us that weren't right, there has been change. Now, the world is not perfect. Why is the world not perfect? The world is not perfect because no one man or woman is perfect. So in this imperfect world, all we can do is ask to strive for perfection, pressing toward the mark. That's all we can ever do. But the thought is to put your best effort forward. And in doing that, we must stay positive. Now, I wrote down a couple of examples, and hopefully they're effective. Okay, so one of the ways that we can be positive, okay, is understanding the things that happened in the past versus what doesn't happen now. And when I say that, I mean, for example, we have to be positive that things have changed. the first example, okay? So maybe not every single, person of color was brought over on a slave ship. However, there were several people, many people who were brought over on slave ships. Okay? That was then. Well, now we get to transport ourselves in our own vehicles, whether it's a Cadillac Escalade, whether it's a Hoopty, whether it's a Volkswagen, a Lexus. Hey, we get to transport ourselves. So back then, they transported us. Now we transport ourselves. Be positive. Things have changed. Okay? Okay, so what about another example? We don't have to walk to the back door of a restaurant. We don't have to walk to the back door of a restaurant to be served. That was then. Back then, we had to walk to the back door of the restaurant to be served. And we weren't even allowed to go inside. Now, we can actually sit down inside the restaurant mixed in with everyone else. Okay? Be positive. Things have changed. Be positive. Things have changed. Somebody just typed down at the bottom in the comments, be positive. Things have changed. Okay? So, another example. We're not slaves anymore, right? We don't have to say yes, a boss, and no, a boss, and no, master, and we don't have to say anything. We don't have to say that. Why? Because we're our own bosses now. Like, how many people do you know that have their own Black-owned businesses? How many people do you know that are self-employed? They make their own money. How many people do you know that don't even have to go to work for someone else because they make their own money? See? Be positive. Things have changed. Back then, could we even get a store? Did we have the money to buy a storefront? Did we have enough money to even start up a business? But now you got businesses popping up everywhere. Everybody's getting clothing lines and shoe lines and, getting their own restaurants and, making their own online businesses. Look, guys, things have changed. Okay? So we have to stop the negative thinking. Okay? We have to stop the negative thinking. Now, hear me when I say this. I'm not saying that things are perfect. That is not what I'm saying. If that's what you thought, no. I'm not saying that things are perfect. What I am saying is that we've made progress. Just like Martin Luther King said he had a dream. We've made progress. Malcolm X, he walked around with his militant self. He wanted progress. We have made progress. Look at the way things were then and look at the way things are now for us. I'm not saying that we've made it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you don't have to go to the back door to go to knock on the back door of somebody's house, okay? If you don't have to go work in a field 12 and 13 hours with in the back-breaking heat and all that stuff, okay? If you don't have to go to a bathroom that says colored, okay? Things have changed. I'm not saying that we don't have a ways to go. What I'm saying is things have changed. So we have to stay positive, persevere in the positivity while knowing that things have changed. Okay? So like I said, we have to stop the negative thinking. You know why? Because negative thinking is contagious. Okay? Negative thinking is contagious. I can think of a couple of examples, but for example, say you're watching a TV show, right? And there's, some people on the TV. And then one person goes, "Oh, I can't stand that person. They always do this and they always do that." And then another person says, "Yeah, I agree with you completely. I see what you mean because I was watching so-and-so and they did this, that, and the third." And then the third person goes, "Well, I like them." And then the other two people go, "Well, we get that you like them, but did you know they did X, Y, Z?" See what I'm saying? When I say negative thinking is contagious, and then all of a sudden that third person is sitting there saying, well, shucks, it's two of them and one of me, so I might as well just agree with what they saying. Keep it moving. Negativity is contagious. But in the same light, positivity is contagious. Now, say you have those same three people watching that same show, and then one person goes, oh man, she's one of the best actors I've ever seen. And then the other person goes, second person goes, yeah, I was watching another movie that she was in and she did XYZ and she was great at it. And then the third person goes, I don't like her because I saw a movie where she did XYZ. And then the other two people are saying, well, that might have been just one of her bad movies. And now all of a sudden the third person is saying, you know what, you might be right. See what I'm saying? Two completely different scenarios, a glass half full and the glass half empty. But it all started with one person saying one thing. Remember I said one person changes the world. The world changes one person at a time. We're not going to go into all the negative leadership that has reared its UGLY head in the past. But we have to steer away from the negative thinking and stay positive. Okay, so I have I think I have two more examples and I'm gonna let you guys go. Think about this for a second. How many people, okay, so when I say think about this for a second, I mean, I want you to really understand the difference between the positive and the negative thinking. And I'm gonna bring this to a head, so to speak, but just listen. Before you respond and react, just listen to what I'm about to say. Okay? So, if you think about it, how many people, slaves, do you think died crossing the ocean to come to America versus the amount of people who have been deceased at the hands of authority figures? I'm going to say that again. How many people, slaves, do you think died crossing the ocean to be brought to America versus the amount of people who have become deceased due to authority figures? You'll get that later, okay? Now, I'm not trying to minimize the situation of authorities taking advantage of their power. I'm not trying to minimize that. But understand, when you're judging progress, okay, numbers don't lie. 99% of the time. The other 1% is the people who make up the numbers that aren't true. But 99% of the time, the numbers don't lie. More than likely, there have been a lot more people that have died coming across the ocean in a slave ship versus the amount of people who are becoming deceased due to authorities abusing their powers. Okay? We have made progress. Okay? But we have to persevere in the positivity, knowing that things will change. Okay? We have to persevere knowing that things will change. Now, we've came a long way, but we still have a ways to go. As a people, as a country, as a world, we still have a ways to go. Okay? Now, stay positive, people. Look at the glass half full, not half empty. Change starts in your mind. So stay positive. This is your girl, Green Fire Motivation, aka Judy Owens. Hopefully, I've said something that has impressed upon you to stay positive. Definitely hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this video with as many people as you can, guys. We got to stay positive, knowing that things will and can change. All right, guys, this is video number 1 out of 3. Mr. Linwood, once again, thank you for your contribution to the topic, and stay tuned for next Monday's video. I'm not going to tell you the title. You'll just have to wait and see. All right, guys, bye.